Alright guys, Dale here from Alamo Tactical again. We're going to talk about the proactive or the tactical reload of the rifle system, the carbine system. Okay? Again, there's many ways to skin this cat. The two methods that I'm a big fan of, and again, it correlates very well with the pistol. Depending on how your gear's set up or how you're running, will dictate which reload technique works best for you. Okay? Generally, that falls into the standard tactical reload, and then also the reload retention, which would use like a dump pouch or a back pocket or something like that. So we're going to discuss the first method, which is if you didn't have a dump pouch or you chose not to run one, or you're running just real slick, you've got like a Kydex magazine pouch on your belt and that's it. You're running a pair of blue jeans and a Kydex pouch. Okay? So what we're going to do is, I've engaged my threat target. I put as many rounds as I need to in him. I haven't shot a full magazine yet, but I know I've shot enough to where I want to get a full mag in this gun. Okay, so once I've done that, I come down, I break that tunnel vision, I look around, come off of that adrenaline high from someone I just needed to shoot. I realize I have, again, that time and opportunity, that instance of space to do a proactive reload, top off my gun. So once I'm realized that, I'm going to bring the gun down into my workspace. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp the stock between my ribs and my forearm, okay, with the muzzle pointed up. This is going to give me positive control of when I seat the new magazine. It also gives me positive control if I've got to get up and run really fast and not flag people with my muzzle. All right, it's a good position to know, as well as a low ready position is, which we'll talk about in later clips. So once I break it down into this guarded workspace here, I'm going to access a magazine. Now again, I'm going to access my rearmost magazine, because just like with the handgun, if I'm running multiple magazines, this first magazine is going to be my emergency or reactive reload. Okay, so I want to reach for my second or my last magazine. Now of course I'm running a chest rig or an armor carrier. It's going to be that hardest magazine to get to, because I have that time and opportunity to get that magazine out, versus this, which I need to get to very fast. So I'm going to grab that last magazine, I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to clamp it, just do an L clamp right there, and wrap the rest of my hand around both these magazines. Alright, so I'm going to depress the magazine release, pull it out, rotate, and seat the magazine firmly. Now when I seat, I'm going to push it in, and I'm going to pull it out, see, just like that. The reason we do that push-pull is just exactly for that instance. I'm going to push in, make sure it seats, pull to double check it to make sure that it stays in. Alright, once I've done that, I'm going to slide down that magazine. Now I have this magazine in a very awkward grip to place back in a pouch. So I'm going to roll it into my chest, get that good magazine, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to creep up a little bit on here to make sure I can index it into my magazine pouch. And I'm going to feed it in here, make sure that seats in. Come back on target, and I'm ready to go. Okay, so once again, I come on target, I fire my rounds, I come down, I search around, relax, come off that adrenaline high, I realize the time and opportunity, break it down to my workspace, access that rearmost magazine, bring it out, L clamp, depress, rotate seat, push pull, slide down, get that good index, and slide it back into the magazine pouch. Make sure it's in there. And I'm ready to go. Okay. The other method is what we refer to as a reload with retention with the pistols. Mainly is for if you're using some sort of dump pouch or you want to use your pocket, something like that. So most of the steps remain the same. I come on target, I fire my rounds, I come down, look around, okay? I'm going to break it down in my workspace. However, instead of grabbing this magazine, I'm just going to take this magazine out, place it down into my dump pouch, make sure it goes in, access that rearmost magazine, insert, push, pull, and I'm back on target. Okay? Now, when I have a further opportunity, or I have an opportunity to compile my magazines, compile my gear, or collect with, if I've been working with teammates, one of the things I'm definitely going to want to do is reach into my dump pouch and separate if I have empty or partial magazines, and possibly bump those partial magazines back into some of these pouches. Because the reason I'm saving these partial magazines is because I think I might need them later on down the road. Okay? Again, going back to the same thing with the pistol, leaving the pistol magazines in the pockets, I don't want to be reached down for this because it's my last magazine with those 5-10 rounds left in it, and then remember that, oh yeah, I left it in my dump pouch. So again, that's something that you have a lot more time after an action to assess your gear, prep for a next action or something like that. Okay, so now the common thing is, well, I don't need to worry about that because if anything goes wrong, I'll go to my pistol. Well, sometimes depending on the distance, depending on your enemy, what they're wearing, armor, etc., going to a pistol is just going to bring a noisemaker into a gunfight versus getting your gun back up and ready to roll. All right? Thanks, guys. Stay tuned for more.